The beauty of nanoscience is what you learn in nanoscience is hugely transferable, and this is the great and the wonderful part of nanoscience. What you learn about computer chips can actually be transferred to, say, like something like drugs. And so my own group also works in looking at polymers that might be useful for helping maybe with stents that will go inside your arteries to help blockages and whatnot.
Researchers in Cran work on these small metal cages called cardiovascular stents, which hopefully will help people with heart trouble to stay alive longer.
Nanotechnology is revolutionising the world of healthcare and medicine. The ideas are endless at the moment, and they've been used in a number of different aspects, like drug delivery and diagnostics.
I think ultimately you'll see forms of treatment in medicine where you have nano-enabled particles which are targeted at cancer cells, which can be taken by a person, perhaps in the form of a pill, which will only then treat cancerous cells. They'll only bind and treat those cancer cells.
The basic advantage of nanomedicine over conventional, if we could say, medicine is that it can become very personalized. So you can tailor a therapy to a specific person, to the patient.
We have to address it to a specific location, to a particular location within the body. If we want it to go to the brain, we have to put on the same structure, we have to put some kind of address label, which will target it exactly to the brain. If that biological label is different, it will go to the liver. The organism can detect those messages and can sort it properly.
So we have this property called superparamagnetism that magnetic nanoparticles have. This is where they are only magnetic in the presence of an external magnetic field. If we remove another magnetic field, an external magnet from it, they're no longer magnetized. This means that the particles can move freely throughout the body, and then we can move them to a place of interest by using an external magnet. So, for example, we can take one of these magnetic nanoparticles, decorate the surface of it with some kind of a drug. We then inject it to the body. We then move it to a part of interest within the body where we want to deliver this drug. So it is aggregated in this one particular area where the drug can then be released, and then we remove this and the particles can be removed from the body by its own internal machinery.
It's conceivable that in the future, using nanotechnology, it'll be possible to go to your GP or your local doctor and have just one small, tiny blood sample taken, and they can test for a whole array of diseases. Something like a lab on a chip, it could really improve the efficiency in the healthcare system at the moment. So at the moment, you need a very trained individual to do a whole range of tests, where if you have something that's reproducible and in the form of a lab on a chip, say, you have a disposable cartridge and you pop it into a machine, 20 minutes later or 1 hour later, you get a result, and you don't need to be especially trained to do it. We'll be able to do this in a matter of hours as opposed to a matter of weeks, as is the current industry standard.
Let's say in the third world, you need to diagnose a patient using a handheld device, something like a phone, okay? A single drop of blood will say yes or no, this person needs such and such a treatment. Now, the advantage of that is that you don't have to send this person maybe hundreds of miles to the nearest hospital. I think we'll see an improvement in mortality in a lot of countries in the world because of nanotechnology.
In particular, if we think about issues like water quality, which affect huge areas of the third world, using nanotechnology, we can develop more efficient ways to filter that water to keep it cleaner and more suitable for human consumption.
At the moment, if you're unlucky enough to have developed some forms of cancer and you need radiotherapy, radiotherapy is a way of treating cancer. You're effectively trying to kill the cancer cells.
Using the current treatment options, such as chemotherapy or radiation therapy, but adding a specificity that would suppress all the side effects, because the treatment would be directed only to the unhealthy cells.
I think in the future, if you have that kind of treatment available as a solution to somebody who's got an aggressive cancer, I think that person will feel this is revolutionary.
So what we hope is that nanoscience, nanomedicine in particular, will have a major impact on human health, and undoubtedly this is of great interest.